I started probably when I was about 17, actually doing stuff with him. I mean, I've been around it my whole life. I'm no different than y'all. I remember pictures of me as a kid. My dad's tinting semi-trucks, running around. I have a mark on my back from slipping on plastic and eating in the shop.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Tint Podcast. I'm Ricky. Glad to be here with my big brother, Josh.
How's it going, everyone? Today we had a very fun conversation with our good friend, Cody Tecklenburg. Been friends with his parents for decades now. We had a really fun conversation about his entry into the industry as a second-generation window tinter. Check it out.
To me, I think more of that story is you went to college, went and worked for a workforce and went, no thank you, especially seeing wouldn't say the ease of being an entrepreneur, but the freedom that you can have. And then also being very blessed like we were on a brand that's already created and established. Because that's one thing that we'll never get to experience is trying to create a brand from ground up. Like
we're doing it right now with Tinlab.
Yeah, but we're doing it piggybacked off our 40 plus years of having Green Valley. So we'll never get to experience that. Dad did. Your dad did.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that we really get to experience is creating a new branch of something that they've
growing
growing it and everything. I mean, I don't know. I kind of see that, like, because I want to get into different stuff. Like, I want to get into graphics and do other things at some point. Look, you can shake your head all you want.
Printed graphics for what your dad calls me about and asks me that, yes. And we just.
I'm talking more signs, not like full.
Yeah, keep it kind of close.
Yeah, no, I don't want to get into like the full graphics and like printing and doing all kinds of stuff. I just do enough logos and other stuff like that with the commercial work that we do that I want to be able to offer people a full scope at some point.
So what you need to start doing is start looking for a graphics company near you.
We already work with one.
Yeah, we have a buddy that does it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all you need to do then. You just need to sit down and come up with exact pricing and the fact of like, hey, if I order this, what do I need to provide? What's that price going to be per square foot? And always have that variable locked in, and then always have the promise of like, all right, if I send this to you, can you turn it around in a week? Turn around this. All right, get all that locked in. And then I'll then tell him, hey, if you sell a job and you need labor, this is what this labor is going to cost you per square foot, to where now they can sell jobs to you. We just sat down with Tommy Silva, and that's how he does all his graphic work. He has a company that does all the printing. They have like 5 or 6 machines. And when they have work installed, bam.
See, I mean, we already have he's a family friend, so we do a lot of stuff with him already. So, I mean, it's not like it's anything new. And I mean, he has us do perforated stuff from all the time, but he has his own wrap. Like he does his own wraps and graphics for that point. But all our printing stuff mostly goes through him. Otherwise, I call you.
Yeah, see, that's like I'm ready to push my machine out the back door, dude. So, and I'm about to go to that model because I've heard it now from from Tommy, and then when I'm at the conference this past weekend, like about 3 to 4 other guys, the exact same thing.
Miserable with it.
Amateur.
It's like it's interesting coming back and working for him, especially like doing the stuff that I did before and like where we want to go with the business now. Because I mean, I've told y'all I started probably when I was about 17, getting into like actually doing stuff with him. I mean, I've been around it my whole life. I'm no different than y'all. I remember being there's pictures of me as a kid when my dad's tinting semi-trucks, running around. Like I have a mark on my back that from slipping on plastic and eating shit in a shop. You know, like we all have those.
That's great.
Just being around it all the time and everything. But no, I started really getting into it when I was about 17 with him. Made me clean windows only for a whole year and a half. Wasn't allowed to touch film. Wasn't allowed to do anything. Then my great idea was I wanted to learn auto.
Yeah.
So he sent me to do Solar Guards class, which was...
What year was this?
Right after COVID was getting through. So they were still getting everything back into it and like getting people to start doing the class. I mean, it was literally just me and my buddy. There was nobody else in the class. I'm not saying it was a terrible class. It was just like very interesting with 2 people sitting in that little room they have in Florida.
So also you went to South. It's not Scott Iverson them.
No, it was not Scott. They had, I can't remember who they had fly in and do it. It was an interesting time. I did PPF on the car, accidentally ripped the paint off of the section, just left the PPF on there, sent the rental car back. So we didn't have to say anything or claim it. And then
that's funny.
Tried college and often did that. Yeah, no, it was not a fun time.
Maybe too much fun?
Oh, well, I guess we could put it that way. I went through 3 schools, did a little drinking, worked in a bar for a while, and then I had the option to either be the general manager of the bar, or Pop said, you need to come home and work for me, and we need to figure this out together, get the business going in a different direction, because he was like, I can't do this forever.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Is going back. I made a lot of really good friends in college. I enjoyed my time there and did everything. I loved the city I was living in. But moving back home and working with him, it's been the best experience I've had in a work environment probably my whole life. That's actually like serious. And I mean, he pushes me every day. I can't complain. I mean, I'm just going up and up, and I'm learning a lot from him. With not as quickly as I like to sometimes, but
that's repetition. Every installer, that's just you're just a new installer, and I mean that in the sense of like it takes a while for all of a sudden, after you string together a couple years, and then all of a sudden it clicks like, oh, I couldn't do it like that because I just didn't have the experience yet, and it just needed the repetition, doing it over and over again. Like your dad hangs films the way he hangs films because how many square feet he's hung.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like for me, I started hanging film when I was 14. I think when I got fast or good, or like where I could actually really truly move and be efficient, 19, 20 years old. So like 2 years out of high school. And at that time I was installing for like installing. I did that my junior year. I didn't play baseball my senior year.
Yeah.
I took a half day and like literally came down here at 12 o'clock and worked from 12 to 5.
Well, people just don't understand the endurance. Like I talk to guys all the time whenever they like, oh, I want to go in from auto or do this. Like, especially when we were at like tinter battles and stuff, people were asking me the questions, and I was like, look, there's a difference of like, because I mean, I know I can't, but I would say that that you don't need the same endurance to knock out like 8 or 9 cars that you would need to do 1,000 square feet of flat glass in a day. Yeah. It's just because it's different kind of movements and everything. And I still give all those guys credit. Like I said, I can't do a car to save my life. It takes me 2 hours to do 2 windows.
Well, and sometimes even just the flow of it, like having a job like that, or even just 400 or 500 square feet in a house, you scheduled it for this day. It needs to get done. You might be there till 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, where I think it's really easy when you have a brick and mortar shop to like only schedule enough cars to be there from 9 to 5. So you don't push yourself as much as you should. So it kind of builds that into you. Like, okay, this job has to get done. I'm going to be here till it gets done.
Well, that's where if you want to get better at cars, like if you think you can go in and do cars from 9 to 5, and then you're going to get efficient and good within the first year, you're smoking something. That's not going to happen.
Oh, no.
You're going to have 12-hour days. Like the person who comes in before the day starts, tints that extra car, and then it's like, hey, throw me another car at the end of the day, especially during the summer. Obviously, winter, that doesn't necessarily happen because it's seasonal. But summertime, like when someone wants to get in, if you don't get them in, they're going on to the next shop. They're gone.
No, yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, like they will look at the shops, but if they find a little bit lesser option, they're going to go with that lesser option. So it's like, no, book me a car early in the morning. Like I've told Brennan, like, and Brennan agrees too, because he was the same way, is like our installers that we have now, they would have hated us as commission installers because any car they got left in the shop that they got dropped off a day early, because that'll happen where someone just, hey, I can't get my car in at 9 tomorrow. Cool if I drop it off early, drop it off at 3 o'clock. I would have tinted that car that day, or I would have been in before everyone else. I would have tinted to make sure I got that 5-6 hours before my day even starts.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the other thing that's just I've learned with cars, or like the difference too, and why I kind of and this is going to sound really interesting. Auto, it's the same kind of glass. It's the same thing almost every, if you know the car, like you told me when you got used to doing Teslas. Once you figured out how to do a Tesla, it's a Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing every time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like the biggest thing with like flat glass. I'll walk up to a job and you're like, oh, it looks like it's the same glass manufacturer. You know the glass, but you'll start doing it. They've put some type of coating with what they rubbed on it before, or how long it's been out in the sun. You got 40 years or 20 years of water damage on a window before it ever had to be replaced. Because sometimes, yeah, I mean, that's like we did a patio. This place had a patio for a restaurant. They completely converted it into a new restaurant, kept the glass that was exterior, wanted it tinted so you couldn't see between the two restaurants. Truly. And they're like, why does it look like this? Why is it? Because you've had it outside for 10 years, getting beat on by water, all kinds of other stuff. And you're expecting me to just, sand it down and make it look normal and new?
Yeah.
It's just it's a different ball game, and like that's why I want to get more into cars. I've been practicing and everything. I don't think I'll actually ever do it as in like have my own brick and mortar, and that's what we do. It's just not our style. I love the commercial work. It's just it's a different animal. It's fun.
Better flex is just to learn it for fun, and then go compete and then beat the car installers at their own game without doing
How's that
it.
worked out for you?
Great. I just won. I just won a PPF competition, so it's actually
I'm
great.
talking about the tint.
I'm not worried
I'm
about
just
it.
saying it because I
Tinter battles because I love that clip. That's still my favorite clip from all the stuff that y'all posted.
Well, I mean,
The funny thing is, I know how good of an auto installer he is, and I know how much it bugs him that he has.
well, the problem is I've already identified the problem this weekend. I'm thinking, and I'm 100%, and I'm in my own head. I'm doing what I tell everyone not to do on flat glass. And flat glass, I can just turn off the thinking and just like I'm sticking a flat piece of film. Like I don't add all the extra steps that you do see get added by some of the competitors to where it's like you don't have to do all that. Like just do what you do at your shop. Whatever turns out, turns out. Auto, I am overthinking everything that I'm doing, and it's something I'm trying to get through right now. Because like to say like the Tinter Battles windows probably turned out better. And actually, they did. They turned out better than what I put up this past week.
Oh no!
Oh, I had Heidi came up to me.
Oh, that's scary.
Oh, it wasn't good. And again, like things I didn't check, like how much the window was moving. Because I will say, because Richard Glenn had the same window as. Actually, no, it wasn't Richard had the same window as me, but he identified it. No, actually, that son of a bitch did. And he ended up winning. So it's just you could literally take. It was a Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
It like shifted like a half inch, and like while it was down, if you shifted it, the window, you could push the window out of the frame. So it's like when I laid my window, I just didn't make sure it was far enough over to one side. Didn't bring my heat gun with me because I was told that you guys are it's all going to be there.
Yeah.
And I just didn't. They were there. And I just didn't look in plain sight to find one. And I was like, it's a Camry. I can just stretch it. I don't need to worry about this. It is what it is.
Yeah, how'd that go for you?
Well, then also is the turbine like style wind they had blowing in there.
Yeah, where were y'all exactly? That was like some hangar
Hangar.
area.
It was a hangar. All the planes around us were all operational warplanes.
Were y'all just out at that commercial airfield that's over there outside of Fort Worth, or where?
So we were in downtown Dallas. We went west.
Okay, I know exactly where y'all were at.
Yeah, we went west about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a cool setting, and it was a cool curveball too, because you watched like killers struggle, like trying to pull their film off to hang it, and also there goes
was that windy?
Oh, dude, it was.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
No,
It
just
actually
the way the
adds-
weather and everything was this week. If y'all had the doors open or anything down there, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me that it just.
It was. I mean, Poppy literally, from what I'm pretty certain from what Kyle told me, is when he was going to stick his PPF, it literally got blown out of his fucking hands. He picked it up off the ground, and stuck it because you didn't have time to do anything else.
Yeah, you can't do anything else with it.
No. So it was. Some people, there were certain areas that technically would have been a little better to install in, but a lot of the people that ended up technically winning certain rounds were in the like hellhole of spots. And it's just like even the PPF, like I didn't like after shitting the bed to begin with, I went and did the PPF, and it just was like, let me squeegee it on, cut this thing on. Everyone was trying to do extra rolling the edges and stuff.
Yeah.
20 minutes, you ain't got time to roll every edge on a fender.
No.
Like, and a lot of those people didn't finish. I was talking to Kyle Whalen about it, and I was like, "Oh, so if I wrap like what the top edge and like the bottom edge," he goes, "No, you have to wrap every edge." And I was like, "Well, I ain't doing that for 10 extra points for bonus points. I'm not doing that. I'm cutting everything." So I trimmed everything right to the edge on the edge. I had a couple marks for water, and I had one cut where it just went a little squiggly. Where I just don't think I pressured it hard enough.
Yeah.
And it thankfully ripped, at least in line with the fender, to where it just was it was rippled edge. So it is what it is.
That's so cool that at a dealer's conference they had a competition for y'all.
That was a cool way of going about it,
Yeah,
especially
that's a
having
cool
every
way to do
round.
it, yeah.
Every round having a winner. That was cool. At first, Kyle was worried about like putting the scores out, and Kratz said no. Thankfully, he goes, yeah, because he's like, dude, some of these people we're gonna go back to the hotel and they're gonna hang themselves. Like there was a range from 27. There was a
It
range
could have been that bad.
from 27 to 97.
Was it really? Oh.
I'm telling you, the wind was no joke. There's a couple clips out there right now where a guy goes to pick up his window, he grabs it, and as he grabs this end, he's going to grab this end, and it's just like sitting there flailing.
It's tornado season. I mean, I was working in a warehouse 25 feet up in the air, and I'm pressing on the window. The seals, wind's coming in through the side of it. I'm literally got the glass, like I've got it laid out, and then it is blowing it off the window back at me the whole time. So I'm sitting here just trying to like rub it out as fast as possible so it doesn't. Yeah, it's windy season.
So you pulled the seals?
Yeah.
I got a trick for you. I already made a video about it. Obviously, you didn't watch it.
They just. What do you mean I didn't watch it?
Because you wouldn't have had that problem. You need to use the seal to your advantage.
Well, I'm not saying I look.
No,
After
sometimes
that
even when you leave the top seal in and you got the bottom 3 out, the wind's still
I was
coming
gonna say
in.
those windows are so loose, and then half the time I'm literally sitting there. I
I've had
bring a
that
cup and a
happen.
lift with me so I can slide a window over because they don't put it in straight.
So you need to get some extra seal, either buy some or find some on a job, whatever, and cut 4 little pieces and put little four little markers in. Have it pinned, and then stick the edges you need to stick. Pull those out, drop your edge, cut it, and where it's completely cut all the way around. And at that point, who cares if it's blown?
Look, we all know that if glass guys did their job, our job would be a million times easier. But unfortunately, that's not how it goes half the time.
True, but for the size of those windows, even if it's big enough piece, it's with wind, it's still going to blow on you. So where you just have to make sure it stays pinned, there's something's got to be holding it at some point. Either a second set of hands,
100%.
and then as soon as you do have it on, you got to tack that bitch quick, cut it in place, and as soon as it's cut and laid,
Ultimately, you said you were on a lift in a warehouse.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm also
It's allowed to be a little dirty.
They don't care up there. Let's be, because I'm not gonna say that I don't have a couple specs in it. I try not to, but when you're also that high up, it's like they're putting a drop ceiling in. I just need to get the window.
Yeah.
That's why I love blackout.
Yeah.
I love blackout. That's like, I do a lot of that stuff. That's actually one of my favorite stories. Is when I came back to first work with my dad. Kyle Fuller came down to do a job. And me and Kyle, I think I'd been tinting for like a month now back with my dad. And Kyle's thinking, oh, I'm going to go work with Brian, all this stuff, everything. He stuck me up in a lift with Kyle. Well, I still think it's because I'm sitting there teaching Kyle how to reverse roll frost now on a lift as we're going, because I'm literally reverse rolling it going down, like, and having to do it because of the way the windows are set and everything. And it's just it was a funny experience. Kyle's a hoot. That guy cracks me up all the time.
yeah,
But I learned a lot from doing that with him too. Also, that's a weird new thing I learned between him and armor coat training. Nobody reverse rolls frost. What's up with that?
I reverse roll it.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, I know y'all do, but like everybody was looking at me like I'm crazy because I just reverse roll everything.
Yeah.
Well, they just think because it is a
doesn't
higher
drop.
tack glue, it doesn't
Yeah.
drop. You don't need it to drop. I just need it to
don't
go
know
down
that.
far enough to where I can tack it, and then I'll unroll it all the way. Or if I know it's completely set, then I'll grab my liner and
Right, because I
Stick.
did it. I literally asked Miguel, like, while I was at the armor coat training, I was like, will you go in the back and find me a roll of clear frost? I'm going to tint a window in this because I just want to make all these people.
oh yeah, it's just them. They want it to all drop like slate or even silver. They just want it to snap. It's like not all films are created equal. I mean, there's plenty of 3M products that you can get the drop roll, but you got to pull them out like 3 feet, and then you got to make sure it's rolled real tight.
I
and you
wonder
gotta
why they
roll it.
can't have the same adhesive and liner on that though.
I think
What's
it's just
the
because it's
technical reason why?
It's their technology and their glue.
I'm gonna be also real with you. I don't know. I mean, anytime something hits that edge wrong on frost, that stuff loves to crease or pop back up or anything. And so you're then sitting there with a heat gunner, like, because that's like why I don't like to pre-cut it, because you put it in a box and it just moves around a little bit. That edge just right there already has issues.
I haven't had that.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's
know
not
what you're
on
saying,
every
but
batch I get. It's only on some roll, which I mean,
Do you use a
get those
chiseler?
sometimes. Yeah.
oh, it's
But I
process
just
chisel the shit out of it.
I just heat gun it and then
Yeah, or lighter torch.
I have
Yeah.
I have the little Milwaukee one, the handheld.
Oh.
I think it's amazing.
Oh, actually, I think I
Thing
actually
is
have done it.
amazing.
Yeah. The only downfall with that though is you have to buy the proper battery for it. And that
Do you know how many of those batteries I have?
yeah, those high capacity ones. So that means your dad's sitting on a gold mine. And some bitches are like $350.
Yeah, they are. They're expensive. We have.
They last though.
I mean, it's the same one. But I use them for everything. I use them in my wet glaze gun. I use them in that. I use them in lights for when I do jobs. All that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we just have to have it. Milwaukee's one of my best friends on a daily basis, to be honest with you. Between that and the drills and everything else that I have to use.
So what you're saying is you're buying a belt sander. Got it.
For what reasoning? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There are some times with the way they put windows in there, I'm thinking about it because I've definitely done a couple windows recently where if the only reason it fits in the frame is when the seal is in there. Otherwise, that thing has no business being in there
Yeah.
because they order the wrong size and they just throw it in there. And so I'm like, I don't know if I can cut this, and I might need it for that.
Oh,
Shave it. Use it on a flat glass window. Shave the whole side.
That would be hilarious.
I don't know how my dad would feel about me posting that one, but.
That would just be for clicks.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
there's-
mainly gonna be tinners that enjoy it.
Yeah, there is plenty of content out there, which I've seen some recently go out of things that are being done technique wise. That's like, yeah, that happens, but I wouldn't put that out in a video. And then I actually looked for it the other day, and it's not there anymore. I think he took it down.
Well, that's one of the things that I noticed, like when we did tenor battles and like watching more people's content and everything, is some people just kind of go flamboyant. It's like, what do you? I feel like you said, where people just like do too much sometimes. It's like,
Well,
where are you going with this?
It's more likely, I would say, there's certain trade secrets that are going to be discussed behind closed doors because it's not going to be interpreted well when it comes to our consumer because they're not going to understand.
No, I mean, that's fair.
So that, I mean, and there are some very rare occasions for things. And also for those things to even be used, it's even rare occasion. 25 feet up in a warehouse is your product doing its job. Maybe you put a little nick in the bottom of it. You then cover that nick up.
Yeah, so
Is what
drop ceiling, then
but
you
it's
see it, yeah.
but that is like literally I could probably count on one hand how many times I've done that in my career, and I've been doing it for over 2 decades.
I don't know.
Putting it out as a piece of content, like, hey, if you mess this up, try this. It's high enough up where it's not going to be seen. Like, dude, I guess thank you for putting that out because that's not going to. I mean, you're going to get the reaction and it's going to go viral because you're going to have majority of the industry going, "What are you doing?" And it's controversial. So I understand the reasoning for it, but at the same time, you're also painting our industry in a very bad light right now. Yes, you're getting it out there, but I think there obviously is a negative effect to that. And it won't necessarily be for the rest of like the people around him. It'll be a negative effect for him. Oh. Like if that goes viral and one of your customers sees it and say you've done high work for them, they might have a question or two, or they might be, now they're going up on a ladder to inspect their windows. And if you did have anything in your windows, bro, you're about to get some phone calls.
Well, I mean, that's like I have a video and I didn't end up posting it. And I almost did for some glacier mat that I was doing and everything. And I'm going to be honest with you. Put the window up, kind of caught it with the edge of the squeegee, pops back out. Looks like it has sand in it. And I just was like, and like I jokingly was like, oh, nah, it's fine. Just squeegee back over it, chiseled it, like what I could out and everything. I ripped the window off afterwards, but in the video itself, I was like, made a joke out of it and everything. I was like, yeah, I could just leave this, and then no, I'm not going to do that because that give me.
Or you finished that same video with showing you tearing it off and redoing it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it has me tearing it off and everything, but it was just like. I wanted to make the joke because there's sometimes when I go to redo people's windows or retint something, and I'm like, oh, this is definitely what somebody just was like, it'll be fine. No one will notice.
Oh, that's how you frame that content too, is you leave that as part one and you end with the joke. And then the next day, then you put part two and be like, all right, so there's no way I was leaving that on the window. This is what actually happened. And then rip off, replace.
Yeah, that's how you build trust with the customer.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely trying to do that because, like, I want to get some more content, especially on safety film, because I don't know if y'all have ever heard the joke. I mean, it's not really a joke. It's true. Texas was the biggest chop job of all of that safety film on schools and everything like that.
Well, you opened up a fucking gold mine and it's like, here's a shovel, here's a bag. Go see what you can go grab.
Oh, 100%. Because I'll go to places and I will go to pull the wet glaze out, like cut it to trim it down because I'm thinking, oh, they put backing rod in, did it to the frame, and then I'll just use that, like, you know, make a flat edge so I can at least lay back over it and put the film on. And I'll pull out a seal.
Oh, that's even worse.
And that is 90% of the ones that I redo or have to do.
Just gluing to the seals?
They literally, they safety film it, put the seal back in, and just go over the seal. And I can stick a hook tool in that and just pull that out. It does nothing. It does nothing. And it's
at least
wild.
If you didn't put backer rod in, it's probably gonna obviously it'll have some weak points, but it won't just tear out like that.
Oh no, you'd be surprised if they don't have the gap with the film enough where it's actually laying it on the glass and it's just on the film and then on the seal. And it just leaves it on there on the glass. It's nuts.
Jeez.
Because it doesn't.
I've seen one worse out here. We weren't even there for that. I was there because they had some windows that they needed some solar control replaced in a room. And as I'm standing in their lobbyway, I'm looking at the lobbyway windows and I'm seeing the gaskets there. I can see debris in what looks like probably security film, and then I can see a 1/4-inch bead of dowel around the edge of the gasket to the film. They didn't even cover the gasket. They just put a small bead of dowel attaching the film to the rubber gasket. I showed it to them, and I was like, "Yeah, like you need this to be redone. Whoever did this screwed you guys. Like this isn't going to do anything."
As I just spent tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, that's the one that I've been trying to get like re-educate a lot of people on and show them like, hey, this is not supposed to be this way. That one, and then we have so many people putting autofilm on stuff because I will just go to places and it's turning purple and they're like, why does it do this? I'm like, well,
that's scar film.
Yeah, that's not supposed to be on there.
Well, and the Dallas market's rough too, man. Like when I was selling film out there, you know, there are people buying off brands of film where they're getting a 40-inch roll of film for like $40, $50.
Oh yeah.
Like So like the film that's being used at those shops that are lowballing automotive, if they're putting that on a residential window, oh my God.
I did some stuff not too long ago where I'm pretty sure somebody bought 8 mil, like just random 8 mil off of Amazon, because I have never seen this type of glue. Like the glue came off like you were scraping like clear silicone on a residential window that's like been out too far.
I mean, that's why, in my eyes, that's why it's so easy right now to kind of go after flat glass with a higher price point, as long as you have I don't want to say the brand, but you have the content going out and educating. Because if you just show, all right, this is what you're not supposed to do, and this is what you're supposed to do, it's like, oh, no wonder why this guy was so cheap. It's because he's cutting all these corners. I don't know if I'm getting the proper film. I don't know if what's going to happen to my glass. Like the phone call I just got from Chris, tempered door breaks. Lady reached out to him, and he's trying to get himself through the situation. I saw him like, that's a tempered door. That's not film. And I can see where the break point is. It's right where the mail slot is, down about the bottom of it. I was like, someone hit that window. Tint's not going to break tempered glass. You could have put automotive film on there. Yeah, and that's what a lot of that's happening at those commercial sites. It's tempered. So they don't ever feel the pain of putting the wrong film on, because it's not going to. It's not going to give the effect they want. It's going to make it hotter inside.
Oh, yeah, no. That's what I also try to tell people. Because they're like, oh, well, I just got it tinted. And I'm like, yeah, well, auto doesn't really do the same thing that flat glass does, especially when it's beating down on it, because it's not supposed to take the same type of beating throughout the day, like that direct angle and heat and everything, because your car moves around. So it's supposed to take different angles of everything. But flat glass is literally, you want that reflectivity, you want that heat rejection, because it's going to have it beating on it for hours on end, Monday through Friday. I mean, not even 7 days a week.
Yeah.
24/7.
I was going to say, is your shit turned off on the weekends?
No, I wish it did sometimes.
No, just the power grid.
Yeah.
But then you throw in the coating side of it now, and then it's like, yeah, you can actually a lot of the new windows. Then if it's triple silver, low E2, surface 2,
oh yeah,
you can put a ceramic film from any.
Yeah, you
any
can put like
cars.
highlight 25 on that.
You can put on it will not break your window, but now that heat is bypassing the surface 2, and then hits the tint is just going to get hot. It's not reflecting anything.
Yeah.
And then it's going to bounce back into that coating, bounce back into the film, and now you just have a little mini furnace heating up any part of your house, parts of your business, because even the high-end glass is going into commercial windows now.
Oh no, it's getting more and more as I see, like you'll see it and everything. But the other thing is like, it's so weird, because a lot of the places, they don't replace everything. I mean, they're not going to. They're not going to spend, $5,000 per window or more, depending on what size it is, especially because a lot of places we go to, I mean, y'all have been in Dallas. They're 80-inch by 60-inch windows. They're huge. They're not looking to replace all of that. As efficient as it can be.
But the cost of it's through the roof, though.
It's so bad.
I mean that was like part of the conversation that we had with Tommy, is how he landed all the like hotels like on the coastline.
Yeah,
is that they were about to replace all that glass because it's all plated. You have plated sliders because they were built in the 60s. They didn't care.
Oh no.
As soon as you update that building, now you have to meet code for everything.
Yeah.
He went in and slapped 4 mil on everything. And it's like, you get one of those hotels 40 stories tall, and you got to do 4 mil on the inside and all the way down all those floors. Dude, that's a hell of a project.
I mean, that's no different than like we get a bunch of the wire glass. I get a call every time now someone replaces wire glass because it's not considered safety glass anymore. You have to have some type of like 8 mil on it.
Let's say it's 8 or 14.
8 minimum. I mean, obviously you want them to do 14, but yeah, everyone, that's the other thing, is trying to get a contractor to not just do the bare so it passes sometimes, but
that's hard to do.
What can you do?
Yeah, well, it depends on what it's for too. Honestly, I'd rather sell the 8 than the 14 if it's just for intrusion. Like, you're getting almost the same exact result. And 14 mil is a nightmare.
Most of it's interior stuff already, or they're putting it in a door, so it's like you just all you can do is to keep it together, so whenever it breaks and everything. But that's just weird to me too, because it's like it's fiberglass, it's wired. That's what it's supposed to do from the heat, so it has a way to vent. It's not going to pop that film off with it.
No, definitely not. No, I can only wonder how much that glass cost with the wires. How much the fiberglass cost?
I've been meaning to ask my glass guy, because we do a ton of it. Like, we had a time, I think we did almost 200 door windows for a company, and they just kept like, I mean, it was in different orders. Like, we did it over time, but they just kept ordering them. When I go in, and at first it was 40, then it was 50, then it was 60, then the next time it was like 80, and they just.
Is that front? Are you doing edge to edge on that? or is it already in the door?
No, we're tinting it on table. So I was going.
So then at least they're mounting it in the door, edge to edge.
Yeah, which is a great thing. I can't recommend that enough to guys, especially if you're getting into flat glass. Try to get in with your glass shops and everything because I have great relationships with them now, especially from my dad just being around for so long in like the industry and where he's been at in DFW, that I will go in and like I'm supposed to go do a couple thousand. I want to say it's almost 1,500 square foot blackout for a guy, and we're gonna do all of it, and then they're just gonna go install it in a warehouse. So I don't have to get up in a lift. I don't have to do any of that. And like the advantage to that is, well, I can save them a ton of time because it would, 2 or 3 days on a lift that's what it's gonna take me. I can get it done in a day and a half in a shop. Yep. And so, I mean, just trying to get with those guys because that's also, we subcontract a lot for glass companies. It is probably majority of what we do sometimes. I mean, we get our own calls. People request stuff from just over the years that my dad's made connections and everything like that. But I mean, it's great because we started getting in with like a company called Vision Enclosures, and they got us into those data centers. Now everybody hates. They're not a big fan of them, but we did a lot for them, and those they require a lot of film. So it's just, I mean, those relationships get you into those places that you never would have thought of before because contractors are just going to call those bigger companies. And it's how we've kept our like smaller company just going throughout in the area and stuff over the years.
What type of film?
We did TrueView 5 and the Casper cloaking film.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, those are the best customers, man. Like whatever contractors you can get that you make a relationship with, how much money does it spend? You go get one retail customer that might have one project for you, possibly repeat years down the line, or maybe give you a referral. But a contractor, they're going to just keep feeding you work over and over and over again.
I mean, some of those glass companies have literally saw me when I was like I said, when I would run around with my dad in shops and stuff. And so they're guys that are like, do you remember me? I don't know. I'm like, I have no idea who you are, but you probably know who I am. So and it's just cool that, like, I mean, I watched a lot of people, at least in the last couple of years I've been doing it with him, that started out at the same time he did tinting and they retire, there's stuff like that. New people are coming in, and I'm getting the chance now to build those relationships so I can keep working with those companies and everything. Which is just which I'm sure you all have experienced too, being as a second gen and like continuing to work for your dad. It's like, okay, now I get my chance to do the same thing that you did. And then I've already seen how important it is. So,
one of our,
with the contractors and then even like glazers, like that is two funnels that if you can have develop those relationships, that every time they use you over and over again, your cost for them just goes down. So what you have to do to land in the begin with, stop by, go get some coffee and donuts. Stop by and just hand it off to them. And if you guys ever need anything done, let me know. I mean, that's something that we have to, we got to start getting a heavier presence in. And now we've started to build out our sales team to be able to do that. Yeah. Because those are longer term customers to go after. And the fact that it could take you a little bit to develop that relationship, and then giving you a little bit, and then all of a sudden a little bit turns into more and more. And then you have that developed relationship to where it's like, they're no longer going to price shop you because they're okay with paying a little bit more because they're already pricing that way. Yeah. And they also know when they call you, you're there and you get the job done for them, because as soon as they go through a couple of shops where, I could have saved a little bit here and there, maybe 10, 20%, but I just got no-showed and we have to install this glass tomorrow. Like, oh shit, we're screwed. To where it's like, that's the big difference I'd say about pricing when it comes to either the high-end residential or if you were with a glazer and a contractor, like you can bring your margin, you can bring it down because they're just going to keep feeding you work over and over and over again.
I mean, that's that's why I love working with them so much. And like, I love that my dad's built those relationships because like, I also know as long as I do the same quality of work that he did before, and I'm going to have the same opportunity to keep working with them. And like you said, I mean, we have one that they call us all the time. Like my phone rings maybe twice a day sometimes from him. To be like, hey, how soon can you get this done so I can go install this? And it's not even like a rush. He just wants to get it done, and he'll call me as soon as possible. And it's not really a pricing thing. He doesn't really care what I send him or anything like that. He's just like, do you have this film? Can you come do it?
So as soon as you say yes, he gets to stop worrying about it. And as long as you take that away, I mean, the one account I have like that, it's not an auto. I mean, it's not flat, it's auto, is the autonomous vehicles. I've been working that account for the past 3 years. And with the work they've given me, when they call me to want something, it's they tell me to jump, how high, what time. Done. I'm absolutely going to get done. Now we've broken into Austin and Miami. Like I'm already about to send Sal another one. They have one guy called me this morning. He's like, is Austin set up? I'm like, yeah, Austin's actually locked in perfectly. He's all right. I was going to have one of the vehicles stop in Vegas for you to tint it and then send it out. But I'm just going to send it straight to Austin. It saves us a lot of money. I was like, perfect. I already called Sal and talked to him. Said, hey, end of the next week, I have one of those vehicles to do, to where those are the best accounts in the world. And I know for a certainty they could probably find some price cutting. But I also know there isn't a shop out there that's not going to take care of them like how we take care of them.
No.
And they have to deal with those logistics, and that just screws up all their time. Like they've already talked about bringing it in-house once or twice, and then it gets brought up, and then it doesn't happen. So I think they start getting into the weeds of it, and they're like, yeah, no, let's just pay the professional to make sure this gets done. And they're like, do you want to take over the account nationally? I'm like, yes. I was like, I'll develop. I already have all the relationships.
Yeah, you got people everywhere.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Just tell me when you have the cars, when they're going to get there, and I'll get them done.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, like, I've run into where I jokingly, like, because I met a couple of guys that work for a company my dad's done stuff with over the years and everything, and I got in with them now, and they will call me all the time, asking me questions and everything. And the dude's like, look, I went and learned how to do safety film, do all this other stuff and everything, but he's like, I just can't do it the same, like, efficiency and everything, because he literally called me for one job, watched me do 1,500 square foot of blackout, me and one other guy, in a day and a half. He was like, yeah, I'm calling you every time now. I'm not touching anything I don't have to, just because, like, it's nice, especially because, like, I'm not going to say anybody can't hang film. Somebody can put it up. It's just a matter of what it looks like and how quickly you can get it.
How long is it going to take?
How long does it take?
Yeah, what could you be using that time for? Like,
yeah. Because if you price it correctly, it's like, hold on, I can just hire you. I can pay you guys this. And then all I have to do is connect the dots here. And I just took a 20% hit on it, but now I'm getting 20%, and all I'm doing is connecting dots, and I have zero stress, and I can just line a bunch of those up. Yeah, I'm gonna do that route right there.
Well, and that's like, I literally heard from a GC not too long ago. He was like, oh, I asked them for y'all. Like, I wanted y'all because we had done something where they had hired us previously to do a warehouse for them. He's like, I wanted y'all to come back and do this one. Like, and I made sure, like, y'all were gonna be the one that's doing the film work, because he knows the quality and the speed and everything. He's like, look, I got a time frame. I need my stuff done in a certain amount of time. I can't sit here and wait on a guy, to take 4 days of my time to hang film and everything. I need it knocked out. So that's just the biggest thing. Like I said, it goes back to the endurance thing. It's like, once you get into it, like you said, it took you a couple of years. I'm still would love to say I don't feel it after 500 square foot, but
oh, you're still gonna feel it.
Oh, no. It's there are days where definitely towards the end of it, I'm like, okay,
It's good though. You don't got to work out that day. You're getting it.
No, that's what the last couple of months have been. We've been doing quite a lot. Like, I just did a building because they're doing construction in a foyer area, so they're redoing this whole area outside. And instead of getting the construction fencing up, they wanted to put film.
Is that what your dad's doing today?
No, he's finishing that warehouse that I was talking to you about. Yeah. No, he's finishing that warehouse, but no, we did. I'll take a guess. Max probably like 5,000 square foot of just glacier mat.
Ugh.
Also, they wouldn't see the construction.
I mean,
I'm not gonna complain.
And then
I'll be back in 8 months to like take it off.
How much soap did you put in your bottle?
A lot more than I like.
That's fine. That's fine.
That film is interesting. I'm starting to get like better with decoratives. Decoratives are definitely still my kryptonite, I would say. Solar films, I've gotten those down pretty much, because I mean, it's the same thing every time. It just depends on which one's thicker than the other.
Yeah. And then when you get to the thinner film, you just gotta make sure your squeegee pattern's on point, just so you don't stretch it the wrong way and cause fightering. And like decorative though, it just really depends on the base material, because the base materials change so much. You could not be sticking to film. You could pretty much be sticking to polyurethane. Yeah. So yeah, you're pretty much sticking vinyl when it comes down to it. And that shit can stretch. It can be a pain in the ass to peel. But as soon as you start working with that one type, you start developing the ways like, all right, I can't do it like this. I need to do it like this. And as soon as you start doing that, you're like, okay, it's still not as easy, but I can still be very efficient while doing it.
Oh, I did a couple months straight of just doing offices because they love those frost bands. I mean, they build these huge. I mean, yeah, like I said, I've been on there. Yeah, they got the huge like skyscrapers, everything in Dallas and everything, and they put glass walls everywhere, whole office. And people are like, I feel like I'm in a fishbowl. So the next thing I know, I'm putting up a 48-inch band, a clear frost. Probably doing almost 100 linear feet across a whole office.
See, those are fun. I like those.
I've gotten pretty good at those.
Cut two sides. I mean, all you gotta do is get your lineup process dialed in, which with like laser levels and stuff like that.
Laser. If you do those bands and you do not have a laser, you are selling yourself short.
Oh, absolutely.
It makes the job so much easier. It's just one of those things. It's like it just makes you efficient.
Well, then even with we used to cut like individual panels. So say you had like a 12-foot opening and it was 4 3-foot windows. Like I remember to begin with, like we would try to like just stick one panel at a time. And I was like, no, let's just pull the whole 12 feet, stick it, and I will shave out the middle of everything. As long as they're not like glued together, like someone's first time putting those windows together. Like even if it has the silicone in there, just make sure you clean it properly, and you can just go right up to it, shave, pull out that 1/2 inch, tighten it up, move on to the next one. And lining up that one piece will save so much time.
No, 100%. I mean, like the day you called me and we were talking about me coming out here and everything. The first time we ever mentioned it, that's literally I think I was told you I was laying a 12-foot band across a whole conference room.
Those are the best.
It's so nice. I also did do that rice paper film that day too, but that stuff is. So I said some decorators I'm okay with. I enjoy them, and then there's other ones where I'm like, why? Who created this? Who thought this was a good product?
Silver lining though, when you work with products like that though, when you get back to your other products, you're like, wow, I'm never going to say anything bad about this film ever again. I mean, I got Slate 10 or Slate series in general. It makes every other film, like when you install it, you're like, can we go back to Slate, please? I want to install this one.
I've been doing, like I said, that I did that matte, like the why am I blanking? The matte, glacier matte for the Solar Guard glacier matte. Yeah. So after I did about all that square footage of that at that building, the next job I had up was maybe like 700 square foot of slate. Second I stuck that slate on the window, I was like, oh, I'm in heaven. I'm back. I was like, I'm good.
We're going to be done quick today.
I said, this is going to be a fun day. I called my dad. I said, hey, I'm done. He said, what? So we'll find something else to do. And I was like, you're the one that gave me this. I can't help we knocked out 800 square foot in a couple hours. Like, what do you want from me?
I would have been, hey, I'm back. Everything's cleaned up. Let me know how tomorrow looks.
And you got another slate job. I can go knock that out real quick.
Yeah. Well, he tried to send me across Dallas to go look at something. That's the thing is, like, right now we've just been having a lot of stuff that's like a lot of high volume of square footage, and then just little things we have to try to fit in and everything. So I have days where, finish real early. But that's the other thing with commercial stuff and people's schedules, especially with spring break coming up. You just got to find time with people.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to tell you about Tint Lab. Not only where you're going to learn how to install like the best, but beyond the installation, you're going to learn how to sell like the best. Go to tintlabusa.com. Find out today.
How much exterior are you guys doing?
Not a lot. I'm trying to get more into it. And like I told you, I'm trying to get into turf stuff. So I've been talking to Ricky about it a lot more and figuring out how to make connections with turf companies and some other stuff like that so I can do it. Same thing with the bird strike films.
Even the warehouses, man, if they're really if they're going like dark to a reflective, man, if you can pivot those to exterior, then your schedule is really free because nobody
I don't have to worry about the AC guys.
You don't have to worry about anybody. Like you don't even all of a sudden you can schedule it really early, or if it's east facing, maybe later in the afternoon, whatever. So it's like all of a sudden, that's been the one cool thing about doing a lot more exterior is it makes your schedule a lot more flexible.
I mean, I want to get into it more. I like it. I mean, I'm not going to say it's my favorite install because obviously, you like when you're in clean spaces, especially when you're doing film and everything.
That ends up not being a factor. The other things end up washing it out.
That's what other people
It ends up being like you're not, especially like if it's a finished commercial project, like a dentist office or something like that, like having to go in and work around their schedule or on their clients, take blinds down, move furniture, all that stuff. All of a sudden you can just show up early in the morning, nobody's there. They don't need to let you in. Like you can just start installing.
It's just the biggest thing. It's because especially a lot of the stuff I do, like I said, it's either the slate or DR or why am I blanking on the other one? True V5. And so people really, really like that certain look and everything.
Well, that's the cool thing with DX, bro.
Well, yeah, I know that's
DX5 and 15. DX15
does the same kind of look, and that was the biggest thing for a long time. Is people wanted that certain look that you get off of TrueView. There wasn't. I mean, at first it wasn't exterior.
DX5 is basically TrueView 5, just exterior.
Yep.
And DX15 matches Slate 10 almost perfectly. I've had a project where we bid it Slate 10, and we didn't realize that arch window above these lower windows was one that didn't come out at all. There was no way to access it on the inside. So like on the spot, I pivoted it to DX15 knowing that it was going to be close. Dude, I've got a picture of it. I'll show you. You can't tell the difference. Like DX15 on the arch, and then the 2 lower windows are slate 10 interior installed. You cannot tell the difference.
Consumer's view, you're not going to be able to tell.
I can't even tell.
Tinter will probably be able to, you'll be able to look at, you'll look at it and be like, all right, I see a slight difference. But from customer standpoint, it's one of those things where 99 out of 100 times, they're not going to see a difference. And
I told them ahead of time, I don't know how exact it's going to be, but it's going to be close. Yeah. And then I was shocked how close it was. It's like, you can't tell.
Well, we're starting to run into the same thing that y'all are, where like people just want that natural lighting in their homes. So they're putting in big glass windows that you normally, like I'd see commercial style stuff, but they're putting it in a house now.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that too.
And so I'm almost thinking that we're gonna have to start trying to, at least especially for houses and doing like the residential side of it, getting more into that exterior film, because people want that view less obscured. And I feel like the exterior definitely gives them the same as most interiors do, but it doesn't take away from it as much.
QXN 75 has a 65 teaser.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because it's on the, so it smokes highlight spec wise because it's on the exterior of the glass. Even SX50, so I typically will give them both options. SX50 65 teaser, it's a little bit more reflective, but honestly, it's still really subtle and it doesn't cut out a ton of light. So if the person wants light, high heat rejection, and especially if it's Surface 2 triple silver, or definitely if it's Surface 3, it's like, boom, we're going exterior and I can still go light for you and I can actually make a meaningful difference on the heat rejection.
And then QXN 40s coming down the turnpike.
They're coming out with a 40.
Yeah. I saw that.
I'm going to sell that 40 like crazy.
Because people love that highlight. Like especially on houses, because it's either slate or highlight. That is the two things that I do on residential. Like if I ever do residential, I mean, usually highlight, especially for higher end homes, people love that stuff because it gives them all, same effect as most of this film, but way less obscurity of view, way less. And that's why, especially like I said, I've been doing a lot of that. I want to transition to that as exteriors, because if I can get the same numbers like y'all are saying, then might as well. Because people just don't want to dark it out. That's like the biggest thing. I literally had a guy where we did it and he was like, oh, I want the 10, I want the 10, I want the 10. We did slate 10. I was back there doing 30.
Yeah. We've had those too. Trying to explain to them and show them photos. I'm like, nah. Then they put it up and they're like, I messed up.
Since we've been
how much more is it going to cost me?
It's happened a lot less since we've started including in our proposal in TintWiz the before and after photo.
Yeah.
Like I've got a before and after photo of most of our films, especially slate 10 and slate 30, where I'll show them if there's any doubt in their mind of how dark they want to go, you show them the before and after with it's a split window like that one. One window's tinted, one's not. And we've got a view looking out of it during the day and then a view looking in. The only thing that we probably should add is at night. But it's plenty.
That would be a good ad.
Yeah, it's plenty for them to see. Like, and it sells a ton of people on 30 that were worried that 30 is going to be too dark and they wanted something more like a highlight. If they're triple silver and highlight doesn't make that much sense, I can go with this 30. Look, the spec sheet you might be worried about, but look at the photo, and they're never a problem.
I hear it all the time, like, because I'll do, you'll give them the sample and we do the whole room and they're like, oh, I didn't think it was going to be this dark in here. It's like, well, now you're going to be thinking about that. Like, I know that's going to be on your mind every time you walk in here. It's like, especially with the room that I didn't do as much film work on, or I didn't do that part of the house. You're going to think about it every time you walk in your, like, and most of the time it's only in the living room. That's where people get the biggest thing, which I think is interesting. It's like, that's what you wanted it for. You didn't want the glare on the TV and knock all that stuff out. So when I hear it there, it's the part that I'm just like, But that's why I want to get into the exterior more, because like I know you can get those same numbers with a lighter film.
Well, it's customer by customer too. Like, is heat rejection their main concern, or was it glare or privacy, and for the commercial stuff, dude, like DX5 is a 91 teaser. So if heat rejection is their big thing, it kills TrueView 5. And on commercial, the warranty is 10 years. So
I'm trying to land a job.
So it's like the warranty is not changing.
Yeah, it's 2 years less than every other dealer for the majority part. And then, yes, because we are a panorama dealer, we can put a film on that'll last, get an extra 4 years.
Yeah.
But when you look at the heat rejection between the two, DX5 destroys it. Like, I'm trying to land one of the building in Austin right now that I'm going to send Sal to. And it's like, when I had the first conversation, like, they wanted to put some ceramic on there. I'm like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. And like, it's all tempered glass. It's in the back end of a warehouse. And I was like, don't do that. I was like, what are you guys looking for? Glare and heat rejection. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So there isn't a ceramic that's going to make sense for you at all.
No, not at all.
I was like, we need to go exterior, DX5. It's going to be a 10-year warranty, and you guys are going to have a night and day difference.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like, especially after the last like Solar Guard conference and listening to them talk about all the like exterior, because that was, I mean, the main thing they focused on besides the bird strike and everything else is trying to get us all to push that. And I realized the European market floats more that way just because of the way the like type of glass and the other stuff that they use there.
It's coming our way.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not. I mean, I definitely.
it's kind of here.
It is, but I think it won't be mandatory until like we got another 10 years.
In the Midwest, I'm hearing a lot of people, and I've even come across it here with someone that replaced their windows on their own. And so for some reason, they ordered glass that luckily I tested it because they were just putting clear security film. And I still metered the glass, even though I really didn't need to. But it was like a new, it wasn't Anderson. What's the other high end?
Milgard.
Yeah, it was a Milgard door that they replaced.
5x10.
It was something like super custom where I was like, I want to test this.
Yeah.
And turns out it was Surface 2 and 4.
Ooh.
So
Wait.
yeah, that's popping up. That's popping up all over the place, especially where it gets cold in the winter.
Yet. I haven't run into
So
that yet.
I've heard in the Midwest, it's like
That's
already
a new thing.
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what's coming. So
Keep the heat out. Keep the heat
so
in.
Surface 4, you have to go exterior. Like there's no choice.
I mean, I'm seeing a lot more of that triple silver.
Yeah,
Really,
we get a
that's
ton.
what we're getting is a lot of that triple silver.
Every
Almost
every
every
new
window in
window
here.
out here for 5 years plus has been that.
Yeah, I mean, we got these windows put in 2 years ago, and we got them from our one of the glass guys. I've done wraps for his box trucks,
Yeah.
and it was just pretty much we got to go in and pick whatever we wanted. He goes, "This is my boneyard. These are either scratched or they're mismeasurements.
Yeah.
So pick what you want."
Have fun with them.
Every single one that we picked is all triple silver.
No, I mean, it's all popping up. I mean, the glass is changing. I mean, I know that like in the next couple of years, the cost of that stuff will go down when they get more efficient at making it and everything. That's the
And
biggest
that's
thing
what's-
that's keeping it
Yeah.
from being everywhere right now. Especially because a lot of people aren't going to, like I said, pay $5,000 to replace a whole section of window. It's expensive.
Oh, it's expensive.
I've
It's
seen
all
customers with bids that were 6 figures to replace the windows in their home.
Amber,
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of our front admin,
Yeah.
she had, I'm pretty sure it was like 250, 280 square feet of glass. She got a quote from Anderson Renewal, and it was nice glass.
Yeah.
I think it was like about 110,000, something like that.
That's a mortgage, man.
It's like,
That's the type of.
yeah,
That's
that's-
an RV right there. That's
That's good for us
so
though,
good.
because
Yeah.
even at, $25, $35 a square foot, you're still smoking that.
oh, destroying.
It's not even close.
I need to get with y'all on that. I've been trying to. I mean, we've been slowly increasing our prices, but I want to get to that point where we're doing the same thing. But like I said, we also do a lot of that stuff where like we have those partnerships where it's like,
Yeah, that
pricing is different. That is just communicating with them every year. Like, yes,
Yeah, you're
my
going
cost is going to go up, means your cost goes up, and they understand that
We're
because
closer to
contractors.
15 on stuff like
Yeah,
well,
yeah, we're 12 to 15 on a contract,
Depending on how big
door
it is.
reflectives and what they're sending to us. But like residential though, that is something where just move the price, especially the high end residential areas. If you have the right process in place, and as long as you're presenting in a way that no one else is presenting in that way, you're not going to win them all. But the people that you are going to win, that's all that matters.
Well, that's why I love y'all's philosophy on that. Like that's when we're trying to get into the residential market more and everything, making people understand. Look, you don't want to pay that price. Go find some dude that's going to buy a box off of Amazon and come do it, and then I'll see you in a couple months. Like,
Or you're going to have busted windows all
Yeah.
over the place.
Yeah.
Or your house is going to feel much hotter and you feel
And a
like
lot
you
of
just
times
wasted a couple grand.
those high-end homes customers, they don't even want it. They know they've dealt with contractors before.
Yeah.
They want the peace of mind to know it's done right the first time, and they're willing to pay a premium. They buy top shelf wine and whiskey because it's more expensive. Like,
yeah, but sometimes I get those people that they're like, really, is it really this much to get my window? Yeah, buddy, like you want your stuff taken care of. I promise you, this is what it costs. And there are products that I'm offering you that other people can't get. One, I'm also giving you the warranty. Like that's another thing that I know a lot of people don't get. That definitely sells itself, especially in like residential stuff. Commercial guys don't care as much about that stuff.
No, they got a year.
Yeah,
As soon as they close that year, they're like,
those people
Not
are
a
saying
problem.
that no matter what price you come in at, though. If you come in at 10 or 20, they're saying that no matter what.
Oh, no,
that's
they're always
what they're
gonna want a
that's
discount.
what they're basing it on. The thing that I heard Alex Hermosi say that like was really like a light bulb for me is like if you had, let's say, $100 offer for something and you lose somebody that doesn't want to do it because they can't afford it, like problem already lost $100. Just make that same offer to somebody with $1,000 budget and you go ahead and do it for that person. Yeah, you just lost $900 on that deal.
Yeah.
Because you underpriced it. Like, and you're gonna lose the person that can't afford 100 every time, anyways. So it's like the money you're missing on the upside, especially when you have a good reputation and people are coming to you for quality, anyways. That's where you're leaving all the money on the table. It's not even close.
Oh no, and that's a philosophy like we've definitely adopted, especially with like my dad being in the industry so long and the quality of work that he does. I mean, I love to say I'm on the same level, but he's the one that, especially out of all of us, does the top of the line stuff. It's like, look, you're going to pay for it. Like, you're paying for that experience. You're paying for the guy that's done it for so long. Like, you're paying for the product too, and we can guarantee you the product will look great once it's installed because we're going to do it correctly every time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just making people understand that because, I mean, I'm sure y'all have it too. You got the guys that have the $100 tint, and so then they just lowball, and then it's like, okay.
We used to know the cross streets. I'm like, hey, we got this guy over here. You want to go to? Go for it.
Yeah, have fun. But no, it's definitely like, just it's all changing. Everything's changing because like even us, we're automating, getting into the same kind of stuff that y'all talked about. I started using AI for a lot of things. Social media. That's the first time we've ever done that. Thank you, Tinter Battles, for helping me start that. Speaking of which, thanks for getting me into that. I've got a bug for that stuff now. I'm doing the second one. Probably going to go to Film Fest. I'm still trying to decide on Film Fest, and then I've already signed up for WFTC.
Oh, I'll be at Film Fest. I know Chris and Dante are going, and then I know Nathan's going too.
Nathan's going too.
I'm not sure. I don't know if Nathan's going to do the auto competition. I'm me like an idiot. I'm like,
he said both.
Yeah, I threw my hat in everything.
I'm
doing teams, PPF, a flat.
What did we do, Tinter Battles? We signed up for both?
Y'all sign up for
You're doing
both?
all three, man.
Oh, hey.
There's a third? What's the third?
Heat shrink. You have to actually buy a ticket.
Oh, cool.
There's a what?
Heat shrink paddles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm good on that one. But I got Pops in it. He's doing singles.
Auto? No, I saw that. What's that?
Yeah, I made him sign up for flat.
Did you just sign him up and say, guess what, you're going? Because I did see his name pop up.
I walked into the kitchen and I said, hey, you're going to Tinter Battles. And he was like, yeah, I'm going. I'm going to go watch you. And I said, no, you're competing, buddy. Like, I had no choice. Just, hey, you're doing this.
No, I love it.
He's not going to do it in San Antonio with me, though. He said he's out on that one, but he'll do Tinter Battles.
That one's a little bit more stricter with things where in his mind, like, nah, I ain't doing that. I get it. Like, that's why I like having the different competitions. Like, I'm excited to see what Film Fest is going to be. I have a feeling what it's going to be like. It's obviously going to have more of a WFCT feel than Tinter Battle does.
Yeah.
But it's going to be that nice middling.
Kind of middle ground.
That middle ground competition to where you can still watch things being judged. You can talk. Like, it's not so strict of like, hey, we're going to cancel every variable possible, and this is the strict condition you have to work under. And I know everyone's replies, but it's never like that. But that's the point. It's never like that. So it puts everybody in an uncomfortable position to where as soon as you hit the competition floor, you just got to shut up. And you can't put music in, just do your thing. Now, with Film Fest, you're going to still have that fun aspect of where you can actually kind of get the crowd going, wherever you can talk, and it's not as strict. So I enjoy having all the different types, like even the Autobahn one. All the Autobahn one was great because like as you're installing, like all of a sudden I'm installing, all of a sudden I hear Carlos's voice in the background with his camera right behind me, just full on commentating. Like even the PPF.
I haven't even seen it. Has he put anything out
He
yet?
put a little. Well,
He just started
stuff. But he just started putting some stuff.
That's gonna be good.
He put poppies out,
I
and
didn't
then
know
during
he
the
was there.
PPF.
Yeah, I saw poppies.
During the PPF, he's sitting there doing it again, and then all of a sudden he's like, Ricky Miller, trained at Born Tint Academy. And then he said it again. I looked over, he goes, Tint Lab. And he was like, oh, my bad. And like after we got done, I was like, you knew I was screwing with you, right? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I figured I might as well interact. Like, you know, we're here to have some fun. So
Speaking of Tint Lab, if you've been following along, go to tintlabusa.com and check it out. We're starting now. Let's go.
But yeah, no, even after that, we did, he wanted to interview real quick. I was like, sure. And then like, I think we ended up talking for like 6 minutes, and then he brought up the singles competition coming up, and are you going to be the first one with double belts and all that? I played the character a bit, and I threw a little cockiness at the tail end of it.
Of course you did. What else would Ricky Miller?
Well, I want the it'll be a good reel.
Hey, see, but this time you got to be Pops, and I'm not going to be there to screw it up for him. So
That's okay. That's okay.
I did make the joke to him. I was like, so if I kick your ass, do I get to?
You guys should definitely make a bet. Definitely should have some kind of fun bet.
I want to see if I make it further than him at least. But I have a feeling, and I mean, Carlos, please don't do this to me. Don't put me in the first round with him. don't. I
think he sees what me and him talked about, which none of this was official, so it's not like I'm spilling the beans on anything.
No, yeah.
Because of how many square feet he has, he's having to kind of restructure things in a sense that I'm pretty sure he's getting 2 more stands built out to where more people can compete. And then I know for a certainty, because of how much extra room we have, everything is going to be split up in the fact that there's going to be a training area. And then there's going to be a competition area, and it's all going to be split up that way, just where they're not having to face things around constantly.
That was my only thing with Houston is I just felt cramped a little bit. Like that. Other than that, I had honestly one of the greatest experiences, especially since I've gotten into the industry and doing everything. And can't thank Carlos enough for all the stuff that he's doing. It is amazing to see where it's gone and other stuff. I mean, like I said, I started social media right before then, and it's grown exponentially just off of doing everything with him.
Only reason why I did have a social media is because the podcast to begin with, and that's what brought me into Tinter Battles after our first experience. Like all of a sudden we had a couple of viral clips in, and I was like, all right, I understand this now. Like I understand Carlos's view and what he's looking to do, and it's like, all right, so now it's time to completely buy in. Because even if you have something, I've seen plenty of clips that have gone viral, but there's like zero interaction in it. The person who's in it's not taking advantage of like, if you have a video that goes viral, unfortunately you're going to be in your comments for the next like 2 weeks. And just reply to everybody and direct everyone back to your pages.
The thing we could still get better on, I think everybody could, is that should be every post, every comment, every engagement. That's what. Right there. Yeah. No.
So I've been trying to do that kind of thing too.
That's huge. If you look at anybody that's successful on social media, they're doing that. Oh, yeah, and 100%. Everybody we've had come on as a guest that talks about that we have on that's already like blown up on social media. If you look, their engagement is crazy because that's how you actually get the engagement back. Is you got to give it. And then interact with other people's accounts. And like, that's how it happens.
You can't expect everyone just to engage with yours if you're not participating and engaging back.
That's most people's flaw with social media is they think, oh, I'm just going to get busy overnight by just posting stuff and just like not doing anything with it. Like personally, I like the philosophy of post and ghost if you're not trying to be in the weeds of comments for negative stuff. But as a business owner, you better be doing it or somebody better be doing it. There better be engagement happening with your content.
Well, the best thing that I also learned, like just talking to everybody too, is like you do not have to post every day. Like consistency is key. Like be consistent, but you do not just have to throw content out every day. Just you're putting something out there because like that's what I started doing is just like trying to make a couple posts every week because it's like I don't want to be super repetitive to where I have 40 of the same videos. Because I mean I do the same thing every week. But I also want to try to change it up. I mean, that's like even
that's what stories are for.
Yeah, that's what stories are for.
Yep.
One of the best videos that I have outside of Tinter Battles is literally that one of me where it's just a compilation of me freaking out trying to make. I literally tried to record a candidate video for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
And I had I think I crashed out at the end of almost every clip that I did until I finally got it. And that has probably been the best video that I've had out of everything. Not me tinting, not me doing anything, just a complete and utter crash.
It is, and that is your consumer base getting to know you, and then it makes your company more human in the fact that like, oh, he's not just making videos and editing, loving the hell out of them to where he's trying to project. It's like, no, I'm going to show you everything.
Yeah,
you're going to get to know me for real.
And that's what I've been trying to be better about is not like putting music over everything, especially since I'm like a lot of the stuff is coming out of the meta glasses now. Just like letting people see like, here's my personality. This is what you get whenever I show up to a job site. Like you know the person that's going to be there. Because I mean, that's basically what people want. I mean, like how you told me all the time, and I've heard from other people that post a lot, they ask if you're coming to do it because they see you on there all the time. It's like, well, no, I have guys that do it. But like for me, I'm the guy.
Yep.
I'm the guy that's going
to slowly leave it at that. And then as you if you bring on more people or you have someone else you kind of want to put in the spotlight, then start recording your people. Because then then the expectation's not there. And then also you can even make videos talking about how if it's someone that you brought on and trained, talk about that, how you brought on and trained them and like give them their story too. Because now they've gotten to know them and they're like, they're not worried about if it's you or if it's going to be, it's just all, you guys are going to do this job. It's where it's your company that's doing the job. Doesn't matter who you get from the company. You know what the standard is because they've gotten to know you. And then they know the standard of the fact that you're the one who's putting them out there too, that they trust your brand. Like if you're putting them in your videos, obviously you trust him. Like he's pushing them out there and doing all these things with them, you know?
I mean, and like I talked to Chris about it. Me and him probably had like a 2-hour conversation one day just about content and different things and just putting stuff out there. And I mean, like the way he said it, he's like, the most of my stuff that went viral and went well wasn't me tinting. It wasn't me putting out there. Like it was the stuff that shows people, okay, this is the guy you're getting when it shows up.
Yep.
And so I'm really trying to do that. I mean, it's still weird getting comfortable in front of a camera and listening to myself all the time, but which I'm sure y'all are used to at this point.
Well, thankfully, the majority of the time I am not editing my content, so I don't have to hear it. He does.
Yeah, I don't like hearing my voice over and over again. It gets kind of annoying.
Well, his yeah.
You're not using headphones?
Yeah, because so we got to pretty much schedule out now to where we capture majority of our content the first like 3 days of the week, or if we have a job that's coming up, we'll schedule for whatever day it is. But then he is purely editing and getting things prepped for like, because he's always technically a week But or he's
scheduling.
Yeah, he's got to schedule everything week out just to where, because if you just try to do it the day of, you're just gonna sit there and spin your wheels.
That's how you get more consistent too. That's what I was gonna say. When you're talking about trying to get out, it does massively help to get daily, but you need a system in place for that. Like capture content all week long, have a day on the weekend or an evening or something. Try to create a bunch of it and then start scheduling it out. If you can get a couple of days ahead, even then, if you miss a day or whatever, you got some wiggle room.
And then know your storylines too. Like, yeah, because like you said you don't want it to be repetitive, which I agree. You don't want it to be repetitive. That's like even when Tint Lab, when we started putting things out for Tint Lab, like I can only put out so much of my technical, like the ads that are my organic ads.
Yeah.
Because I can't just put one out one day, one the next, and it's why I have 30 days straight of me just trying to sell. Like that's going to get annoying as hell. Oh, yeah. So you want the kind of storylines in between that. So for like shop wise, I know we usually put out a post of auto install, and then we'll do obviously one podcast one, which that just kind of gets everyone geared up and ready for either that podcast this week or the podcast next week. And then we have the storyline of our auto guys installing, if it's Armando cutting up windows or then them installing windows.
Yeah.
So if you can come up with those certain types, and then we'll have the entertainment ones, like the one he posted today about like walking up to a tinter and asking if the car's done yet, and it's got the chihuahua snapping back. Like then you put out your fun ones too. So you have like you're gonna have your educational, then you'll have your installation, and then you have just entertainment, which is just like if you see a funny trend doing it or happening, just do it. It's just fun to play around. Like I met the dude from Exclusive Window Tint.
Yeah, I've seen some of his content.
Yeah,
that guy's funny.
Oh, dude, he's hilarious.
He's hilarious.
Dude, he's hilarious. He's and I got to have like at least 3 or 4 conversations with him.
Yeah,
it's cool, dude. Cool, dude. And
they put out a lot of funny stuff.
He's gonna come out here. I'm excited about that conversation.
I mean, that's why like I love like especially because I watch you and Nathan do it all the time. Like just the memes y'all make. It's funny. I'm trying to get better at like doing that kind of stuff. Because I still like it'll pop up every now and then since I reposted it, but the one y'all have about the dry shrinking versus the lady, like
that's all Jordan.
I was gonna say I'm sorry, that's one of my favorite videos y'all ever. But that is so funny.
I will say we probably do about 15 to 20% of the ones that get sent to me, because there's certain ones that get sent to me. I'm like, we can't do that. Like, it's funny, but like. We can't do that.
I keep wanting to copy the lady that does the pancakes. She has the best intros.
I've seen that.
So hers are the best. Like, yeah. Hey, you need some window tint? Like, I think we could just straight knock it off. Like,
no, those ones are definitely, and especially the thing is too, like if you see something trending, dude, hop on the bandwagon. The algorithm loves it right then. Like, there's no reason not to, because it's all out of fun. It's pure entertainment. It's probably a third or fourth version they've seen of it.
Yeah.
And then if you ever pull something off, it makes someone giggle. Like that like 15 seconds of just being technically an idiot might get them to pop over your page real quick. And they might see some stuff like, and then they start getting brand recognition on it. And all of a sudden they have a thought later on, like, I need tint. You know what? There was that one clip that Tint Shop did that was hilarious.
And they find
it. And and then that creates your lead.
Well, that's like the one I have on there now with the whole like Indiana Jones clip where the guy's face is melting. I got that from a sunscreen ad. I was just watching random stuff on YouTube one day, and an Australian sunscreen ad was using that clip, and I was like, okay, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna be mine now. So no, but I've been trying to get into doing different stuff and everything, and that's why I love watching all y'all's content, what everybody does. I need to get better about I'd say copying people, because I don't want to copy, but at the same time I want to do similar.
Just take it as inspiration and make your own version of something. Yeah,
then I might do that for a week. Just watch what Vic puts out exclusive and just make an identical clip and try to copy it as much as I possibly can, and then just tag him in it, and then just follow his post for a week. It'd be hilarious. Because he does put out some guys. He puts out good clips, and that was like the one thing. Like he saw me there, and he was like, "What are you?"
He puts a tip twist on all of those trends.
Yeah.
And he's willing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to get better about. Is like, because we're all bad about it. We're all human. We all doom scroll every now and then. So like, I definitely see a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, how could I make that into an ad? Like that's what I'm trying to get better about. Just doing all that stuff. Because like him, his stuff is hilarious. Every time it pops up, I laugh. Like, and next thing I know, I'm watching like 3 or 4 of his reels. I'm like, okay, I need to. I gotta do something. I can't just.
Then you sprinkle in a little educational. Actually, I just heard a Gary Vee clip, which might have been this morning, where he's talking about the reason why people are failing with social media is because it's just sell. It's all about what they can get back rather than like, how can you provide a service? Like, can you put out something that's actually valuable to the end user? It's like basically like treat it like the news used to be in like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They weren't selling or giving an opinion. It was just actually like a public service. Like, how can you use this public domain as a public service? Like, how can you give good information out? Like, funny and then good information and then just you doing what you're doing and you being you. That combination, I think, is where it's at.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a guy that I think it's like SW Window Tint or something like that. Does a lot of auto. Like he's out of Dallas and everything down there, and that's basically a guy how he is. Like the dude will literally, like, he had one of the clips that's gone viral for forever is him wearing an Ohio beanie after they just got their like ass handed to them in college football. He's like, yeah, I get it. I know the Ohio beanie. He's like, Auto State, like started going on about that. And then he just turns around. He's like, and this car. It's just like the most, and then he just does like stuff like that. Or it'd be like him eating a banana with an Olfa knife. And I'm just like, this is the dumbest thing. But now I'm intrigued because I'm waiting to see if you.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. But no, like even like educational side, like, and then you can randomly just put out, you know, when it comes to this flat glass, you know, you look at Window Tint and mention the glass meter. And the fact of like, did you know that there's different coatings to glass? And then depending on those coatings is going to determine what type of film do you put on.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking to solve this problem, you put this film on, it's not going to solve the problem. Or for the new thing, the turf protection. Like what a lot of companies are doing now, they're just saying like, well, we'll back it no matter what. And it's like, that's fine. You know, because we're going to do the same thing. Like, yeah, we have our warranty, but if it surpasses our warranty, I don't think we've had a customer pay a single dime out of their pocket. We just cover on our end. But the angle I have on it then is, yeah, I understand this other company is guaranteeing that their product's going to work too, but we're carrying a product that is actually designed and backed by the manufacturer for this problem. Every other manufacturer, I can use a film they have, but they all tell me the same thing. It should solve the problem, but it wasn't designed for it. Well, now I can say I have a product that was designed for turf protection, and there's my angle.
And that's why like I said, I want to get into it more and talk to you more about that because I want to start doing this stuff because we're getting the same thing that you are. Like we have a lot of people putting it into their backyards and other things like that. Like they'll have grass in the front, turf in the back around the pool and other things like that just for drainage and other issues and stuff. But it's becoming way more common in Texas. And I have already had issues with having to do a whole side of a house because it's just melting everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you hooked up with and I've got a turf company we use out here that hits the Dallas area too. I can probably hook you up with them because they send us a lot of work.
Yeah, I want to get into some partnerships on some stuff like that, just like we do with the glass companies, and be like, look, y'all want to offer a dual service, like when you do that, because I know, like, I get it. They obviously sometimes they want to replace the turf and everything else like that, but it's going to make your customer feel way better if you can just guarantee, like, look, we can make this last, and because we know this is an issue, we can also have a service that we can offer to y'all to get this taken care of. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's something that they wouldn't be interested in. I just need to get more information on the films and, you know, what's going to work the best, and then start pushing it to those kind of guys and doing the marketing and stuff.
Yep. And then the other thing is, you know, again, circling back to educational, even with those turf things, like one of the topics I saw on Facebook the other day was like pretty much someone saying like, you know, if you're selling tint on the screen side, pretty much you're taking advantage of your customer. It's like, well, if you're telling them it, like if you're forcing them without telling them, hey, to get at least for us, to get the warranty, we have to do all the glass.
Yeah.
Do you have to? Most of the time, no, you don't. So if you want to just tint the one side, but you have to think about it. If you ever take your screen out and you forget, it's going to burn no matter what. So it's like, do you want to solve the problem completely and not worry about it? We do all the glass. If you just want to try to hit your problem areas, we got no problem doing that, but we just can't guarantee anything past that. And then what we'll do is we'll send you a quote for both of them. We'll give them a quote for option A, which is all non-screen windows. Option B, it's the entire side. Now you have the guarantee in place by the manufacturer, and then we can stand behind the guarantee too because we know we covered the entire area itself. And then let your customer make their decision. Majority of the time, yes, there is. Obviously, it's pretty much like double the price. But at the same time, when they are given that reinsurance and they're not making it, you're not making it seem like, well, you have to do this. It's like, no, I'll let you make the decision. I'm going to give you the education and let you know what you should do or what is technically highly recommended from us. And, you know, you brought us out here to be the professionals. Or you can go that route. And if you just want to, you know, your screens are never going to come down. You don't ever take them down. You could care less. You just want to do that one side. The option's completely up.
A lot of people aren't choosing that as often anymore now, though, because the added fact that instead of using a film and a perforated screen, I'm also showing them that they're getting energy savings. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that hasn't been as big of an issue as it used to be when we were using perforated screen. Now that we have a film that has heat rejection, it's like it's easier for them to just do it all.
I don't don't even see screens. Sometimes I don't even see screens on houses that often anymore. Unless they're just putting them in after. Because like we've gone in to do houses like right after they're built, no screens.
Must be a Texas thing.
That's what
You guys have the bugs though. I figure you need them.
Well, nobody opens their window.
That's true.
Nobody does that in Texas.
Yeah.
Good point.
Nobody opens a window there. That's exactly why. Even if you had the screens, they're still gonna get through it.
But no, we'll sit down. I'll go over it. I'll get you connected with Brody.
I mean, that's
You
what
know,
we're gonna go over it in the next 3 days. So
Oh, so yeah, I'm excited to do that with y'all and see everything, because I mean, I love learning stuff from everybody in the industry and seeing different stuff, and then giving y'all some feedback too on like how it just feels as somebody that already does flat glass, explaining that stuff to people.
Well, I did my homework. I talked to your dad.
No, I'm sure you did. 'Cause you can answer his text message, but you can't answer mine.
This is like the second time I've been called out for not texting back, and then
Because
That's not the second
did I
time.
not have to call you to ask you and confirm that I?
yeah,
was
but then he
coming?
said he just talked to you the day before. Was he lying to me?
I did talk to him the day before.
Not on a confirmation of like what all was going on, and then
Is you're coming out for the 3-day class? What do you mean? How much more do you want me to confirm?
I still don't even know what.
Here's
time
the
we're starting
flights I would
tomorrow.
suggest.
9.
9 to 5.
All right, I'm just making sure.
9 to 5.
Oh, did he not get the onboarding email?
No,
No, I had to get invited into the Tit Labs community thing by my
Probably
dad.
didn't send.
no,
Michelle,
I
just
sent you an email.
I don't think you did.
I 100% did.
I'll check it
You
again.
can check
let's
it.
see that
I
inbox.
I get
Let's
it.
see that
I
inbox.
get it.
I want that inbox.
100% did.
I might have.
That day I sent it out to all the people that were in this floor. I 100% did. And then all of a sudden I saw that I had to approve somebody. I'm like, why did you do that?
No, I'm talking about onboarding for the class itself, not the invite to school.
Well, no. First off, when you sent me a lead form through, I was like, hey, thanks for costing me $5, dick.
I didn't know that was going to happen. I just wanted to get your attention.
Did you go through the ad or did you go straight to the website?
I think I just went straight to the website because I saw
Okay, so that was
the
fine.
ad came up, and then I went onto the Instagram and then clicked on the website and did it.
Okay, so that didn't cost us anything. I was like, yeah, you dick.
Okay, he did send it. I'll
Told
give it to
you.
him.
Oh, okay.
He did. No, he did send it. I just missed it. My bad.
Because it comes from school. So, but no, I look forward to the next couple of days. It should be fun.
No, yeah. I always love watching auto guys try and see how they feel about it. I mean, it's always fun, especially because I just think I'm
They learn
not
quick.
even for the money side of it. It's just I think that flat glass is just so much more efficient. That's just my opinion. I mean, that's what I've done. The
You
whole
can
time
get-
and everything.
You can
It's-
get more done.
Yeah.
Like you can, and not to say that you can't have a successful auto. Absolutely, you can. But you have to be in the right market. If you're going off the right clientele, and then everything else has to be set up. It's just the only thing for auto for me. It's always comes down to the liability and just to how many more interactions we have to have. Not to say I don't like our interactions with our customers.
Yeah.
I love our customers, but if I can tint a house, say 1,000 square feet with a crew of 3 guys, and I can do that in a day, I'm charging $25 a square foot. Just did $25,000 in one day. To do $25,000 in one day with cars, every car is got to be a high-end ceramic all the way around, front clip in a clear bra. I would have to do about 6 or 7 cars. You know how many installers I need for that? Like, it'd be absurd. And the amount of square feet that I have to have for that too, just to make sure I can get all those cars in, because all those cars will have to be being worked on from the start of the day on.
Yeah. Well, and that's like the funniest thing that I get from people. Like, oh, it's so simple. It's a flat piece of glass. I would love. Not everything is. That's just the thing that I hear all the time from people. Flat glass is so much simpler. So much simpler. No, it can be.
The average install, yes, it is. But when you get thrown the curveball of a job that you have to get done, and it has 25-year-old or 30-year-old windows that the rubber is now cement,
Or it's wood frame.
like stuff like that.
Windows.
Yeah, like silicone, a window that just got replaced by a window company that doesn't really care about anything, and they just fill it with
Yeah,
silicone
well, it's
all
kind of like
around.
the difference of a brand new car or a 30-year-old car.
I said no to that
There's
because
sometimes where I would rather clean a 30-year-old car and try to do that than do some of like the warehouses.
Maybe 40, I'm thinking. I'm thinking of rubber gasket,
I'm
old,
just saying.
old cars.
but
I'm getting old.
But even comparing the new stuff though, when you do a new car now, like in mid 2000s, you could take a hose and soak the car everywhere and it didn't matter. Now, if you
Again, I'm showing my age. To me, that's still a new car.
yeah, so he hasn't touched any of the door panels where if you get a drop of water in the wrong spot on a piece of stitching,
I
it
know,
swells.
I know.
But-
There's $3,000 right there.
But that's my thing is, like I'm saying, would you rather do a curtain wall that's had the same foam in it for 20 or for 15 years, or would you rather do a car from 2002? I would rather do the car from 2002.
Well, not. I mean, at the end of the
Cleaning
day,
wise,
At the end of the day, you're still going to make more money
depends on
the-
whose house, whose car. Because it'll swing both ways.
I mean, that's
if it's a
fair.
car that
That's
hasn't been
completely
cleaned
fair.
since 2002, no. Because I mean, one of the high rises we do, it has black foam on it, and it is a nightmare. And I can't tell you, I can't wait until we get the next condo from it because it is getting gelled all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
and it's about to change that.
Important sauce is going to make that job so much easier.
Shout out those guys. I've been using
That's going to make
stuff
that job so much
so
easier.
much.
I can't wait.
Oh, man.
I believe it.
The one thing I actually didn't shout out with the PPF, and it's just because I just used it, is I used Instagel for the tint. It didn't come through with that one, but with the PPF, I used mics. I used gel for the PPF. The areas I wanted to tack instantly, because I know as soon as I squeegee through it, it's exposed glue instantly, tack. And like to be able to do that same thing for residential and commercial, especially those foam jobs. Now, when you ask me that question, I'm going to say, do I get to bring important sauce with me? Yes.
100%.
I'd rather do the foam every single day of the week.
Well, no, yeah. Now that you mention that, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, because I just did a exterior like blackout job where we're using vinyl, and honestly, with the wind and everything, if I didn't have that importance, because it just instantly, second I laid it on there, didn't slide like it. I mean, it still moves, but it kept it actually on the window. It's not running away from me, and it's crazy also with like I could put more pressure on it. Doesn't make it stretch as much because it's not slipping around in all the same way and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that product. I take the bottle with me everywhere, whether I use it or not. It goes with me into every job site.
Out of all the new products that have come out in the last couple of years, that's been the biggest game changer in my mind. That one really moves the needle.
Yeah, no, especially for tint. I mean, even when it came to, the gels for PPF, they've been around forever. I've used some of the older ones. One thing I like about them is the tacky stickiness of it. It just made a mess, even with drowning out with water. And then when Mike's came out, I used his. I didn't have that. So I was like, all right. I started using that and started messing with that. And then that was one thing with Richards was when he was doing the podcast with Shady. And it's like the feedback he was giving, the fact that the sample bottles that he sent to the certain people, and those people I trusted, and like all the tests they did, spraying on a door panel, letting it sit for 7 days in the sun, didn't discolor anything. Like all the tests that I wanted to hear, the testimony I wanted to hear, I was like, all right, dude. And as soon as he said vinyl, I was like, can you get one to me in a day? Because like we're about to go compete. And we're putting 85 pieces up. And if I can put something on there to where you're saying that it literally floats it and then squeegeeing through attacks instantly, like this will make what we're doing extremely possible. And as soon as we got that bottle, we tried it. We did the test run before, the 2 days before WFCT. And it's like, as we squeegee it out, I'm like, all right, so just everything needs to be stuck with this. We need to stick everything with this. And it made it to where we were able to finish, without a doubt.
I mean, I tried it whenever I was at Tinter Battles because Josh let me borrow it whenever I was just doing it on a little window. I mean, that was like, I told my dad afterwards, like, we're buying this. Like, I'm going to buy as many bottles. And that's why I was happy when they came out with the gallon pump jug. I was like, all right, now I can just keep this in my van. And I'm just going to refill my stuff every time I need it. It's amazing. Yeah. It is amazing. No, it is. It's because especially like the biggest thing I remember people talking about with the PPF gel and everything, like trying to use it in window foam at all, if you ever did, it's the white powder and all the other stuff. I've sprayed that important sauce on a window, had to run over and do something else, left it there for 20, 30 minutes, came back, looks the exact same way as when I sprayed it on there.
Yep. No, it'll only turn. It'll only have that white powder if you leave a chunk on something and it's been like 24 plus hours. Like, so you came back the next day when we did that sample window, or we smeared it and we did a horrible job of cleaning. But still, even with that, you just took a rag, wipes right off. Well, it doesn't leave any residue behind.
No, and the most insane thing is like when I've used it for safety film. So when I retrim out stuff for schools and everything, and I was expecting it to like champagne or something, like leave some kind of mark in that glue, because we all know that glue, you touch it the wrong way, it has.
You look at it the wrong way.
Yeah, you look at it the wrong way, and that is what has amazed me the most about it. To be honest with you, besides the vinyl, is that it does not do anything to that glue safety film.
So my guys, Diego was the first one to finally try that, and he's like, "Oh, I use it for safety film." I was like, "Dude, how'd it go?" And he goes, "Dude, I'll never not do a safety film job without it again."
No, it's
tack
amazing.
instantly. He's like, no champagning. Can just go after it with your same squeegee pattern, because like the TrueView 15 and 5 or 15 and 30 8 mil that we still have some, and I know it's coming back to market eventually. We
still install the 15 all the time. We're out of the 30.
I got 6 rolls.
I need to get some as soon as they start selling it, because I can push that in Texas so much.
They need a 30.
I have 6 rolls. So if you want to push like half of those rolls and sell it, sure, I'll sell it to you guys.
I know you will. I know you'll sell me anything. That's the problem.
Whatever makes me money.
I mean,
whatever. No, I can take that back. That sounds too greedy. Whatever solves my customer's problem.
Yeah.
That's what I care about. Is that if you don't have something that will solve my customer's problem, I will find a company that has that product and solve their problem. I'm not just going to solve their problem with your film that, yeah, it does the job, but I have something that completely outperforms it or actually is geared towards that problem.
Yeah.
That's what I'm selling. That's why we sell the turf protection film. Is I asked all the manufacturers, I said, hey, I need this film. Like, well, you could use this. It should work. I'm like, that's not good enough for me. I don't like it. I don't want to go to my customer and say, well, this should work. We'll guarantee it though. No, I want to go to them, look them in the face and say, hey, this has a turf burn guarantee on it. And then here's the literature if you want to see it. Yeah. Like, I want those kind of guarantees behind it.
Well, that's why I want to get in with you because of the warranty. That is the biggest thing. Because I hate that, like, when people ask about it or say something, I can't guarantee them some type of warranty. And it's because how that's, especially with the residential compressor, that's what they're going to want.
Yeah.
They want that every time. So, I don't know. I mean, and it's also just crazy, all the products, like that stuff coming out, the blister films, other things like that. The industry's just growing. Yeah. It's changing so quickly and, like, everything they're doing. Because I show people all the time. I mean, like, the biggest thing that people ask me about after tinter battles is the backpacks. All the time.
Yep.
That is the coolest, most fascinating thing to people.
Yep. Now, every time I went on to a job, they're like, what is that thing? I'm like, it's a tint buster. And they're like, and then you open up and show them, and they're like, that's cool. I was like, I agree. It makes my life a lot easier.
I had a dude stop me. I was working on a job, and he, like, it was one of the cleaning companies, and he literally, like, he does window cleaning and everything.
I've had the same thing.
Where do I buy that? And, like, made me take his phone, pull up the website, pull up Tint Buster, and just, like, put it on there, like, everything for him. I was like, look, man, this will change. It'll change your life. It's amazing.
I know Bobby's having not he's not having a problem. He's having a good problem. He's selling so many of them. But then also it's just ordering issues with the hoses. So he went to yellow for a bit. The red should be in any day. And as soon as that happens, where I've already asked all my guys, they're all getting one. Both auto guys want one, and then I'm gonna furnish the academy with like 10 of them. I
need to get some more bags. That's the only thing I run into sometimes is that I do have to refill my bags. But like I said, I'm doing large square.
That's where I like the tank for the big jobs.
Well, I'm so comfortable.
Well, especially if you're going on a lift, though.
I was gonna say I'm on a lift or scaffolding and everything, and I don't want my hose like pulling out here. I need the extra space.
Anything smaller up high, I like it. But if it's like big ground level commercial, the tank is hard to beat still.
I also just like it because, like I said, we do a lot of office stuff and other things like that. So you end up in a lot of tighter spaces. So I can't have as much stuff all the way around. I mean, I realize you can put your tank over there, run the hose and everything, but I like having it right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you get a couple extra bladders, throw them in a bucket, like boom, you're good to go.
I have the two. Like I said, I just need to order more.
Yeah.
I just don't have enough. That's just my issue that I've run into. But no, that thing is phenomenal. The pressure on it's crazy. I feel like it gets just as much as a tank does.
Yep. No, it does. Without a doubt in my mind.
Well, I mean, it's 80. Because I think they do 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the one that I've makeshifted that I've shown y'all before, the pump for a trailer shower does like 120, but we've been doing 100. Yeah, and it feels no different. It's definitely there.
Yeah, the tips, especially depending on what tip you have on there. If you're using the brass, it's probably not going to make a big difference.
No, I use the blue. I have the blue plastic one. I like that one more.
All right. Well, I think this is a good spot to end it. Where can they find you, man? What's your socials?
Y'all can find me on all socials at Tecks Window Tint. We are out of Dallas and Fort Worth. And if you ever need anything down there, just give us a call.
All right, man. We appreciate it. You guys had any work done, Dallas area? This is the man to hit up. Most likely going to talk to the funner one, Brian, his pops. But they'll get you guys taken care of.
Hopeful.
Until next time.
Thank you. Have a good one. Subscribe.